to day 2 of the Self-Love Challenge. I am so excited that you are here and that you want to know more about your body and what's normal. The other day you watched a video and learned all about the sexual response cycle and how it impacts your body in regards to lubrication or lack of, and how you experience orgasms and so much more. During our second challenge, we're going to talk about how to use lubricant correctly, because surprisingly, a lot of people are not using it the right way. Your bottle might look a little bit different. This was the one that you got if you got the Euphoria bundle, so you might have one that looks different, and that's okay. Your challenge today is to use the lubricant that's in your bundle. And remember, it doesn't matter if it's going to lead to being intimate with someone or not. It's all about learning how to use lubricant for yourself. During the arousal or excitement phase of the sexual response cycle, our vaginal walls start to lubricate, assuming our body and our mind is getting enough foreplay that it needs. Having lubrication not only protects the tissues from tearing, but it also helps make it easier to experience an orgasm. Unfortunately, as you know, lack of lubrication is very common among women. If you don't get the foreplay that you need, it could be much harder for our bodies to produce our own natural lubrication. If you've been in a relationship for a while, unfortunately, people start to get a little bit comfortable and they might not be doing the same things that they used to do when you first started dating. So lack of foreplay tends to be very common in people who have been in a relationship for a long period of time. However, there are many other causes of decrease in lubrication, and it can be from medications such as antidepressants, antihistamines, birth control, age, stress. Obviously that one is huge, especially right now with everything going on in the world. Very often I hear women say, "That's me. My body is no longer producing lubricant. I don't know what's wrong with me." Say that they struggle with producing any lubrication at all. And as mentioned earlier in those examples, it's unfortunately very common, and it doesn't mean that something is wrong with you. It's just a side effect of all those things that I mentioned. Let's talk about that for a second though, because earlier in the video I mentioned that it is much easier for you to experience an orgasm when you are lubricated and your tissues are protected. However, when you no longer have that protection there, it's harder to experience an orgasm. And subconsciously, if this continues to happen over time where you're not having that orgasm, your mind and your body is going to start thinking that sex is work, and nobody wants to work. And so when you feel like sex equals work, you no longer have that desire anymore, because you're like, what's the point? I'm not enjoying it. And so that's a problem, and that can lead to miscommunication with your partner, because your partner might start to think, do I not satisfy you anymore? Are you no longer turned on by me? What's the deal? And on our end, we're like, no, it's not you. And then you start to think, oh my gosh, it's me. Something is wrong with me, that I'm no longer liking sex, that I'm no longer getting lubricant. And all of that can start arguments between yourself and your partner, or just your self-confidence. Whether you have a partner or if you're using a toy, it's so important that your vaginal walls are lubricated, not only to have that orgasm that everybody is wanting, but also to keep the vaginal tissues protected from tears. I've talked with a lot of women who felt that they had a lot of lubricant at the very beginning, but somehow either in the middle or at the end, they felt extremely dry, and because of that, they did have soreness after they were done, and they didn't understand why. How can I have lubrication at the beginning, but what is happening that I'm getting so dry at the very end? So here's the deal. If you are having intercourse with a partner that has a penis, or if you're getting foreplay, whether from a toy or fingers, anything basically that you put inside of the vaginal canal is going to absorb your natural lubrication. So that's why a lot of women experience dryness either at the middle or the end of intercourse, or while using a toy, is because whatever they are inserting into the vaginal canal is taking out the lubricant and absorbing over here. A lot of women also experience pain when they urinate after intimacy, and a lot of times they're like, I don't understand why, because I use the lubricant, I thought I got the foreplay that I need, what is going on? And so we'll talk about how to apply lubricant correctly here in a second, because that does have a huge impact on whether you're truly protecting your tissues or not. But I want to go back a little bit more on what happens if you don't have enough lubricant aside from the whole orgasm. So if you are getting microscopic tears, you usually will have pain while urinating after. And when that happens, it's opening up the doors to bacteria, and that can lead to infection. It's definitely not comfortable. It's very painful when you are cut after being intimate with your partner. partner or using a toy without proper lubrication. And if that happens over time, that can lead to scar tissue developing on the vaginal canal because it's continuing being cut open. And so when that happens, it can make it even harder to experience an orgasm and to self-lubricate. So we want to avoid all of that. So we're gonna jump into how to use a lubricant correctly. So after this video or later tonight, I really want you to grab the lubricant that came in your bundle and try this, experiment with it, see how it feels like on the vaginal tissues, and see if you notice a difference from how you used to apply lubricant to now knowing how to apply it correctly. So to apply lubricant correctly, you're gonna grab the lubricant from your bundle. You're gonna apply 1 pump to start with. This is more of a personal preference with how much you'd like to use, but start with 1 pump, and then take your finger and insert into the vaginal canal and rub around that first 1 to 2 inches of the vaginal canal. These are the tissues that you want to protect inside. If you are only applying lubricant externally, either on the penis, the toy, or the vulva area, when you penetrate, it's still going to cut these tissues in here, and these are the tissues that we want to protect. So it's really important that you're applying the lubricant internally, and if you want lubricant externally, that is totally fine. That's also personal preference, as most women do experience a heightened sense of sensitivity when they apply it externally as well, but it's just so important that these are the tissues that you are protecting. Thank you so much for joining me on day 2. I hope you found this helpful, and I am so excited for you that you are taking a step into learning more about your body, which is so important, and I hope you notice a huge difference now that you know how to use a lubricant correctly. I will see you again soon.